I'm gonna take these headlights and turn them into this. How? Let's see. So when I bought my Fox Body Mustang, it came with one modification, tinted headlights. And there is no way, no how anybody can see it of these. They were on the car. They were done with that nightshade garbage in a can. Yeah, horrible. The plan was I was gonna replace them and get another set. It's so hard to find another set. Factory ones, people are asking $800, $900, maybe $1,000 for an original set. That's what I'm looking for. When I find them, I'll buy them, but I'm not gonna pay that much money for them. So now what I have to do is I have to modify these ones. Not really modify them, just kind of take them back to that. So this light I have already done. As you can see, yeah, it's still dirty and stuff in the back. As you can see, this is where we're at. The way I did it, normally I would do it a little bit different, but I am going to throw a nice light smoke job to these when I have a little bit of clear in my paint gun. But for now, let's get to it. So first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to strip all the paint. What am I gonna do that with? Wax and grease remover. Yeah, but I'm gonna pull off this here black rubber plasticky surround, and then I'll get to wiping. All right, so can you do this with every light? Not necessarily. As you can see, it's starting to lighten up there already. This is a pretty harsh chemical, and you do not want to use this on just anything. However, with these lights, there's really not a problem. The only thing is, you just got to be careful. Keep an eye on what's happening underneath. If you see anything weird happening, or if it starts to gum up the plastic, get some water, get some whatever, wipe it down right away. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this rag and I'm gonna finish wiping. So there's the state where we find ourselves right now. It does look like there's still black on there. I could wipe a little bit more, but what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna sand it. This is kind of where a lot of you guys find your headlights, with a nice haze on it like that. If there's no tint or anything on it and you're at this stage where it's hazy, you can kind of follow these next steps. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit it with, it's a 240 grit. You're not gonna wanna go this far unless they're messed up like these lights. If so, I would just come over and grab some 400. Unfortunately, I don't have 400 for the orbital, but I have 400 right there. So you can use that 400, but I'm gonna start with the 240. All right, that's the 240. You might wonder why I use 240. See those nipples? Yeah, they're gone. Just in case I decide to tint these, because I do have some headlight tint, and I may try it. So I figured I'd get rid of all the lettering at the bottom, as well as the nipples. This one here could be sanded a little bit more, so I'll do that. But now what I'm gonna do after the 240 is I'm gonna hit it with the 400 grit, just by hand, because that's all I got. All right, so that's 400 finished, and still looks hazy, right? Yeah, that's why there's a couple more steps. And so I'm gonna get the 600 out and hit it with that. All right, so just like that, 600's done. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go wipe it down with the wax and grease remover again. All right, so you see it's still hazy, but there is hope. So now you can bring it up. You could do like 800, 1,000, 1,200, 1,500, 2,000, 3,000. As far up as you wanna go, maybe buff it later. A lot of people will do that. But what I like to do is normally I'll have some paint for my paint gun, but I'm just using some Duplicolor color match for now because I'm not sure if I'm gonna wrap it or if I'm gonna tint it. If I tint it, I'll scuff this back down to 600, get rid of this clear that I'm spraying on it, and then I will re-clear it with a little bit of tinted clear. So you just want to put a nice light coat on it first, make sure everything sticks. And you can see this little section right here. So it's gonna make it not so perfect. So it is warm out. So basically I can just leave this sit for, maybe a minute. And then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll hit it with a heavy coat, followed by another heavy coat. And there you have it. I am gonna let it sit in the sun for a bit, bake on, after I put one more coat on. But that's it. You can still see that stain that's there, but I mean, not too bad. This is what happens when you sand it with too gritty of a sandpaper. I can definitely hit it with a 6 and an 800, maybe wet, and we'll get rid of all those fine little scratches. But I mean, this is literally 2 feet away. No, this is 2 feet away. You can't see nothing. So that's how you get to that point with some old nasty headlights. I'm gonna leave it at that, guys. Please like and subscribe. Billy Man, welcome back to my garage.